Hey there, it's Avery. I'm back in California, which means I'm back on my bullshit of being awful with posting videos. I wish I had an excuse other than I'm just lazy and somehow always find something else to do when I should be doing this, but it's a work in progress. No one said I was gonna change overnight. So like I said, I'm back out at school. I've been here for about a week now. It's been kind of crazy. I took some vacation days. I'm just trying to settle back in. I'm still trying to settle back in, but I'm also counting this as trying to settle back in because I'm trying to do it on a more normal basis and not overthink every video I make and every edit that I make and just do it and just talk and be myself. So, you know, no one said I was going to change overnight, especially with the timing, and it's already been longer than I was hoping it was going to be before I posted my next video, but at least I'm doing it now, and that's what really matters. So, as you can see, like the last video, I'm still not wearing a shirt, and get used to it. But this time, there's actually a reason for it, other than I just don't feel like wearing a shirt, which is I'm about 10 days ago, I hit my 7-month post-op celebration. And I wanted to do an update on what's going on down here, how I'm doing, how the scars are doing, what I'm looking forward to in the future, you know, and whatnot. So basics, we'll start off with the scars. Like I said, I'm 7 months post-op. And I also said in another video, I have a regimen that my doctor put me on, which is an oil I massage on my scars every night and a silicone gel that I massage on my scars every morning after I shower. Scars are still pretty red, still pretty thick, they stretched a good amount, but they are so much softer and so much less red than they used to be. The silicone gel is really what does most of the work, you know, rather than the oil. The gel is what I have found to be the most important part of the two things that I've had to be doing. But there are some areas like here and over here where like it's almost flat. Like if I close my eyes, like I kind of can't feel it. Can't feel the scar, but only in some very small areas. For the most part, everything's just kind of smoothed down a bit. It's not as hard. Like there's like a part right here that's pretty hard that I work out a lot when I do my stuff, so I'm really hoping that the hard parts eventually do go away and I don't have to have them forever. But I'm really happy with it. I know a lot of people, you know, at their 7-month mark, their scars probably look a lot better than mine do right now, but everyone heals differently, everyone has different surgeries, and I have no complaints. Yeah. As for my nipples, so obviously I got double incision top surgery, so they took off my nipples, resized them, and stitched them back on completely. So the scarring kind of around the nipples have gotten a little bit thicker, kind of on the top end. And I don't do the oil or the gel on my nipples. My doctor told me not to. I don't know if that would have anything to do with that, but they're kind of a little thicker. It's not too noticeable. Maybe I'll give you a close-up. This is still the better nipple of the two. Everyone's got their favorite nipple. This is my favorite nipple. Because it's kind of popping out of it, I feel it a bit more. This one's more flat, less feeling, but still work in progress. Still, you know, gaining more feeling all the time. I still have this kind of dog tag over here. If you look on this side, it's, you know, pretty much completely flat, but on this side, it puckers out a bit. My doctor, you know, after I had my 1 week reveal and I saw it, I was like, what do? I don't want that. My doctor was like, it's okay, like chill, give yourself a year. You know, your body's going through a lot of change, especially if you start T, which I did. So you never know what's gonna happen. You never know what it's gonna look like. 7 months, still there. Don't know if it's gotten any better or not, or how that would even work. but I'm still waiting till I hit a year, which is in 5 months, to consider getting a revision, though it is something that I'm considering. But at the same time, with starting T, I really, want to and hope to gain a lot of muscle. So if I fill out in my chest area, then that might fill out as well. So I'm just waiting, and I'm not in a huge rush to fix it. I don't hate it, but obviously, if it doesn't need to be there, then I would rather it not there. Feeling wise, wherever you put pressure down and touch, I feel it. The only issue I have with feeling is, light touch, and especially my nipples. Some pressure, I feel it. I even feel like the sensitivity of how a nipple should feel versus just your regular skin. But, light touch, it's hard when I do it because I'm touching myself, but if somewhere else were to touch me, I would not really feel it. Also on my scars, like light touch, actually, I'm starting to feel. And then otherwise, only other parts that, I have issues feeling is kind of just in this area, but it makes a lot of sense because that's, where most of the work was done, and only 7 months. I know that it can take a long time for these things to happen, or they might never happen, but that, was something I knew before I went into surgery, and I still decided to do it. So regardless of how much feeling I get back or don't get back, I'm still extremely happy with the decision to get surgery rather than not getting it, to still maintain my feeling. I know a lot of people, that is a big worry of theirs, but for me, major priority was to just not have a chest anymore. I didn't really care whether I felt it after or not, so any amount of feeling that I am getting is just a perk. When it comes to my chest hurting, I haven't been doing all that much exercise in the past couple months because I've been home, and I just, again, priorities. It hasn't been something, though, now that I'm back at school and I can get back into a routine, I'm gonna try to add the gym into that routine again, normalizing these new life changes. But only if I'm lifting something the wrong way, and just with my arms and my back, and if there's a lot of pressure that would cause my chest to stretch, then yeah, it hurts a bit. But really, every once in a while I notice, pain across the whole board. But yeah, really there's no issues with that. Lastly, I wanted to talk about cosmetically, just how I feel. Again, I went to Dr. Rumer. I had my surgery at Hahnemann Hospital in Philadelphia. Cosmetically, how my chest looked meant a lot to me, as it does for most people who get this surgery. So I wanted to talk about how I feel about the look of my chest. And I remember before going into surgery, I was doing research on Dr. Rumer and, pictures of after results of top surgeries that she'd done versus other surgeons. And I noticed that she did more of the curved approach versus a lot of pictures that I see on social media of more just the straight lines. And since I saw those more often, I thought that was what was normal, and that was what I should have gotten. So when I learned that she did her surgeries more curved, I asked her about it. I said, I really want my chest to look good. It means a lot to me, and I really want for it to look as masculine as possible. I noticed that you do this versus this. And I just, I didn't go crazy. I was just like, what do you think? Do you do that for a reason? Or could you do it more straight? Because that's what I felt was normal. And her answer to me was just that it was the style that she did, and she felt that looking more curved looked more natural. It looked more like a regular male chest. And this isn't too curved. I've seen some of the surgeries where it kind of went all the way up here and then it came around. So I asked her, I was like, if you could just minimize that as much as possible, but I also understand, you're the surgeon. You went to school for probably a million years to be able to do this. I trust you, do whatever you think is going to be best, but obviously I have the right to just be like, hey, my body. But I think it looks great, and also the way she explained it to me was that, eventually when I gain puck muscle, eventually when I gain pec muscles, the way that she does her surgery is that it curves with your pec muscles. So when it would get more muscular up here, the shadow of your pecs would kind of cover up the scars, so you would see them less eventually, which was a great point that she made. So, you know, right when she said all that, I was like, great, like, I'm excited. Do your thing, doc. All in all, I'm extremely happy with my top surgery results. I know I'm only 7 months out, so there's still a lot of progress to go, you know. Year post-op, 2-3 years. I'm happy with it now. I'm sure I'm only gonna get happier with it in the future. If you have any questions about top surgery in general, about Dr. Rumer, about scheduling that in Philadelphia, which is where I'm from, let me know. I'm here. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.